Lightworkers Way, Reiki Master and Medium. And this is really a follow-on from our first harvest YouTube, because at each turn of the wheel, we do tend to say, get rid of the old and begin with the new. And that's, to me, in one word, is decluttering. And this is very much a case of do as I say and not as I do, because I am a clutter bug, and I'm turning around so I can look at my cluttered office space. But as with everything, I'm a work in progress as well. And I come from the point of view of, if I could share something that might be useful to people, then that's what I'll do. So in the circles and in a talk that I was giving at the Mornington Spiritualist Church, it came up that the talk was going to be about decluttering. And I'd just seen a beautiful YouTube with a lady called Dana Claudette. And she was just giving us 10 things, because that's the thing with me with decluttering. I just go immediately into overwhelm and I don't know where to start. And so therefore I do a little bit, but then I stop. But I'm being fairly consistent this time. I'm determined that I will get a lot further than I normally do because of this simple 10-step approach. So I hope you'll find some useful things from this lovely 10 steps. And the first step is declutter your shoes. And immediately I thought, I can do that. I am not a hoarder of shoes. I have several that I love and like, but there's still several there that I can chuck away, especially old slippers and sandals that I tend to, for some reason, hang on to for the just in cases. But if you have any worn out shoes or slippers or sandals, then just release them. But if they're a favorite pair that you can fix up, then make sure that you get to the cobblers to do that. They're always in the shopping centres, aren't they? And there's still some old-fashioned cobblers around as well. So, and another thing that, talking with my beautiful circle ladies, is some of them have really, really expensive and good shoes that they really don't want to just put in an op shop. So my suggestion to them was find a shop that does things on consignment. If you're familiar with Facebook and Marketplace, then put them on there. I'm sure somebody else will absolutely take great delight and love having the opportunity to buy some really beautiful shoes. But the rule is, if they don't fit, or they're uncomfortable, or they're worn out, just let them go. I know it's easier said than done, my dears, but we will give it a go. So the next thing she suggests, which is a natural follow-on, is your wardrobe. And yes, this is a big thing. My problem with this is that I can easily go from size 14 to 20 to back to 14 to up to 22 to back to 14. So it's like an ever wavy line for me. So what I've learned to do is just keep the favorite bits from all the sizes and then buy a few extra bits for the size that I actually am in. And that seems to work. But I'm always amazed, because I try to do this at the beginning of summer and at the beginning of winter. I'm always amazed at how many things I no longer need to hold on to. I might have left them over last time, but when I come back to them, I just can't be bothered with them. And they're an easy thing to either put to the op shop. And again, if you've got some amazing clothes, I had some amazing coats, which I gave to my son's girlfriend, and she's like a fashion aficionado, and she just went, because one was from Harrods and one was a beautiful suede coat. Awesome. So she will honor and respect them and love them and wear them. They're size 12, for goodness sake. There's no way, don't think I'm ever going to be that size again, but I live in hopes, so I won't, I'll put it out there, not to say never. So The next one on our lovely list of things to do is, and one which surprised everybody, is clear out your lotions and potions, shampoos and creams and everything else that we tend to, and old makeup that we tend to hold on to for dear life. Maybe it's that it's been expensive, and so we think we should keep it and we think we should use it, but we actually don't like the smell, or it reacts to our skin, whatever it might be. So perhaps it's time to just release and let them go. Yeah. So I've been able to start on that one, start on the shoes. So, like a thumbs up for me. Um, However, I know people do collect things like that. I'm not a big collector of them, so that's okay. However, if you are and they're not serving you and you're not using them, actually, one friend said, I give everything that I have to my mum. She loves it. So it's like if you've got somebody like that in your life, share it with them. They'll most probably, well, it might become a clutter thing for them, but that's not your problem. Your problem is to release them from you. The fourth one is building up your natural energy. But please get rid of anything that makes you feel guilty about that. So it might be that you bought an exercise bike or some weights or whatever it might be, some of those bands and things that you hold on to and think one day, and that one day never ever comes. So it's time to get rid of the guilt feeling and just release them, because you can always get them back again if you really, really become an exercise junkie, which that's not really going to ever happen to me, because I've actually learned. And also the other thing about that is the gym membership. So I bought a gym membership for 3 months, and thank goodness it was only 3 months, never used it once. So, release, let go, doesn't matter. And anyway, we only hear about exercise from exercise gurus. The actual reality is, if we walk consistently for half an hour, at least 3 times a week, if we do some sort of stretching exercises that we enjoy, if we dance around the house, which is a joy, that's really all we need to do to build up our natural energy and be consistent with it. That's all it is. So all those other things, let them go. Number 5 is go through your supplements and get rid of all the out of date and the unused ones. And I must say, I am looking at an oat fiber thing, which was said was going to be the greatest thing for me to lose weight. And so I bought it without thinking. Then I got it home and I thought, I'm paleo. I don't eat oats. And I tried it, and yes, immediately I felt compulsive. So it was like, no, this is not for me. But did I actually get rid of it? No. So it's still sitting in my cupboard, which is to go this time. Or if somebody wants an oat fiber, which is quite expensive, but I'm happy to donate. Who I've opened it, so I can't give it to an op shop or a food bank, but friends who know me might like to try it. I'm just putting it out there. So anything like that, supplements, just release them, let them go. And again, if they're not out of date, if you haven't opened them, you can donate them in some way. So the next thing you might look at is let go of mementos. And this caused a lot of emotions to come up with people. So I'm only asking you to let go of mementos that you have bad connotations with the person that gave them, or that they've hung around like you didn't really want them in the first place, but they come from Great Auntie Joe, and you feel like you have to keep them. Again, this is another reason why perhaps it's time to release them. Again, sometimes making sure they go to a good home or a good space, but as long as they're out of your space, that's the most important thing. The other thing we came up against with this was a dear soul was sharing with us that she really, really loves the things that she's made. She has made beautiful works of art. And but she feels guilty that she's got so many of them. And what does she do with them? What happens to them? Because she is getting on in years. So I suggested to her that she, first of all, takes a photo of each and every thing that she has, and then make a photo album out of them. Because how beautiful would that be to pass down the generations? And then think about who she'd like them to be passed on to. I'm sure many family members, many friends will love this sort of heirloom from her, and that would be a delight. But then she still got upset about thinking, well, she should do this. And this isn't the point. If you're still loving your mementos and the things that you've created, please, please keep them. You might like to organize them into a photo album. You might like to organize who they're going to. But for goodness sake, don't get rid of them if you're still going around thinking, I made that and that's beautiful and I get a lot of joy and pleasure out of that. That's not what it's about. It's about, I'm loath to say this, but my son, when he was little, gave me the most horrible looking owl. And every time I go to throw it out, my son sort of stops me. So, maybe I can sneak it out now. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those things. There are things that are easy to let go of, but things also that if you truly love them, you hold on to. There's nothing wrong with that. The next one is a big, big thing. It's the digital world. So how many photos have you got on your phone? How many emails have you got on your computer? Anything like me? Lots. I actually had a friend phone me up and tell me that she had 12,000 emails. And I thought, oh, she beats me. Not by that much, unfortunately, but she does beat me. So it is a question of going through them and deleting and letting go. And you'd be amazed. I mean, I found one thing that one company had sent to me. If I'd seen it in time, I could have saved myself $50, but I didn't see it in time, so I lost that right. So, and how many repeat photos you've got, and again, organizing them into albums, organizing them into photo books, putting them, make sure that you've got them on a hard drive or your computer as well, so they're never lost. And I've got like boxes of pictures of me as a child, and of course they're real photos, they're not just, so they need to be scanned in and worked with and looked at. I know it's a long job, and I always think maybe when I retire, I might have time to do something like that. But yeah, it's not happening yet, but I can still go through and get rid of a lot of them. That would be a very wise thing. And certainly the emails would be an easy task to, and that's what I'm doing actually. I'm not going into the old ones, though they most probably can just go, but I am going through sort of weekly to just release the week's rubbish that comes through on the emails. It's quite amazing how much that does. So the 8th one is paperwork. Whoa, looking at paperwork in my office. Oh, it's not good. It's not pretty. But if you can go through them, and one of the things she said was to anything that's legal, anything that's medical, you want to keep them, of course, but they don't have to be up front and center for you. They can be put in a neutral place in a folder and place where you can reach, but it doesn't have to be up front and, in your face all the time. So I know that when I went through my paperwork, there was always recipes on pieces of paper and everything like that. And I was always amazed that I kept this, or I can't even do it. It's this much, whatever, of paperwork. And when I'd actually gone through it, there was this much left. So again, it's such a worthwhile thing. And it's the harvest time. So you might have a bonfire and release them in that way or shred them, whichever you wish to do. The same thing goes for journals, even though that is a bit harder because you usually put your heart and soul into these journals, and sometimes you're archiving what's happened in your life, which other generations might well be interested in. So journals is very much up to you, what you feel is necessary to keep, what you feel is necessary to go. But, just be mindful that you don't have to keep all of a journal. You might rip some pages out and so it becomes smaller, anything like that. But the final one is unfinished projects. Either finish them or let them go, and never feel guilty again about looking at them. You might have them in your cupboards, you might have them in your sheds. They tend to crop up anywhere, and they start off always with a good idea, and then suddenly the passion or the light goes. So it is a question of either complete them, give them to somebody else to complete for you, which I'm about to do with the jumper that I started when I was 50. It's 25 years ago now. So, I'll get that completed, and I'll be wearing this beautiful cardigan next winter. I'll be wrapped. Yeah, so just don't sit with it. Don't live with it. If you can release it, let it go. And be very gentle with yourself, because nobody can tell you what to keep and what to let go. I know with wardrobes, they tell you to have one box, well, one thing that you know you want to keep, one box that you're going to put there. If you haven't looked at it for 6 months, you can release the whole box. And then the other box is for that needs to go to the op shop. So something like that will be helpful to you. And I'd just like you to take a moment to imagine what it feels like that all that stuff is done. How much more energy will you have? How much more creative will you be? How happier? It's almost like I feel my house breathing a sigh of relief. And right now I'm thinking I need extra storage. No, I don't. I just need to get rid of some of the clutter that I've got here. So we're in the year of the fire horse, which is when we're getting dreams on the move. So this is one way that will help you, and I hope you've got something from it. So lots of love and lots of gratitude for the work that you're all going to be doing, and may grace be with you to help you through that journey as well. Draw in a friend to help you, whatever it takes, a family member. I know my son was a great help when I was doing it during COVID. So if you need to get somebody in, that's fantastic too. Okay. So this is the Lightworkers Way, and it's like the Lightworkers Way Australia. It's our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please share, especially with those that you feel will either get a giggle or some inspiration about how to declutter. And lots of love to you. Thank you.